dfcradio.com.
Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high.
Thank you for coming to Farm to Table Cannabis. I'll take your order today. I am the hydroponic chef. Sit back and let's start the show.
It's a hot motherfucker out there, guys. I'm feeling goofy. This heat gets to me. Jerome, does this heat get to you as a big dude? Let me ask you that.
I was going to say, I'm a fat ass. Of course it does.
Yeah.
And I'm from Michigan, so I'm used to cold weather.
Yeah, you're listening to Farm to Table Cannabis with the hydroponic chef, and you know what's good in the building also. We got a good show for you today. The weather is hot. Times are crazy. You know, sit back, drop the top, listen to us in your radio, listen to us in your kitchen. We're going to take over for the next hour. We're going to be talking about cannabis and cooking and talking about gardening. And we're the only show offering edible reviews, cannabis-infused demos, and gardening products and prizes for everyone that calls in. So 562-653-0707. We got the phone lines open right now. And let's get it going, man. In the studio today, we've got Marilyn from Lizzy Tish Cookies.
Hello.
And we've also got Babinka in the studio as part of the panel today, too.
Hello, hello.
We're going to be talking about cannabis, cooking. We're going to be talking about some of these products that you ladies brought in. They're both two well-established confection creators in the cannabis industry. So sit back and we're going to go over them. You're going to have to sit and wait till the first commercial episode till you come in and you can listen to them. We'll do an interview after that. But we like to go over the news every week. And, dude, I've been gone for 2 weeks. The whole world went to shit, and the whole world's crazy. It sucks to be named Patty. That's definitely you don't want to be named Patty right now. That's a shitty opportunity right there. But also,
what's wrong with Patty?
Oh, you ain't knowing? Somebody put this guy on permit Patty. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're also going to talk about how the FDA approved the first, epilepsy drug for seizures based on CBD. So, out of Washington, this is a Leafly article written by, it doesn't say, so they don't get no credit. Sucks for them. U.S. health regulators on Monday approved the first prescription drug made for marijuana, a milestone that could spur more research into a drug that remains illegal under federal law despite growing legislation for recreational and medical use. The Food and Drug Administration approved the medicine called Epidilux. I'm murdering that.
Epidilux?
Epidilux. I'd like a deluxe times
Shot
two.
of epilepsy over here for me.
This is to treat two rare forms of epilepsy. So to be serious for a minute, this is a step in the right direction. We all know children and trying to get your medicine as a kid, that's a rough time. So the strawberry-flavored syrup is a purified form of chemical ingredient found in the cannabis plant, but not one that gets users high. It's not yet clear why the ingredient called cannabidiol or CBD reduces seizures in some people with epilepsy, but the British drug maker GW Pharmaceuticals studied the drug in more than 500 children and adults with hard-to-treat seizures, overcoming numerous legal hurdles to have long stymied research into the cannabis plant. So FDA officials said that the drug reduced seizures when combined with other older epilepsy drugs. The FDA has previously approved synthetic versions of other cannabis ingredients for medical use, including severe weight loss and with patients with HIV.
I wish I had that side effect.
Whoa,
Not
Epidiolex.
HIV.
Yeah,
weight
I
loss.
thought you might want to fix that. He wants space AIDS. Epidiolex is essentially a pharmaceutical-grade version CBD oil, which some patients already use to treat children with epilepsy. CBD is one of more than 100 chemicals found in the marijuana that doesn't contain THC, and the ingredient gives marijuana its mind-altering effect. So physicians say it's important to have a consistent government-regulated version. So they say that they're happy with the product, that it will be much cleaner, and that they know of, and anything else that's available on the market. And Elaine Werwell, director of the Mayo Clinic's program for childhood epilepsy, in the artisanal products, there's often a huge variation in dosage from bottle to bottle, depending on where you get it. Side effects with the drug include diarrhea, vomiting, fatigue, and sleep
I don't
problems.
believe that shit. I've never had
That's when you
diarrhea from weed,
overdose.
man.
Yeah, that's when you overdose a kid with cannabis. That could be a you're 300, 280. The kid's probably 45 pounds.
I'm nowhere near 300.
Really, I'm 280. I'll admit it. Several years ago, Allison Hendershot considered relocating her family to Colorado to get access to her CBD products for her 13-year-old daughter, Molly. She suffered from severe seizures since she was 4 months old, and the Henderson learned about the trial of Epidiolex from New York's university. So they wanted to try this instead of having to resort to some of those products that they find at the cannabis dispensary. So since receiving Epidiolex, Henderson says that her daughter has been able to concentrate more and has had fewer drop seizures in which her body goes limp and collapses. CBD oil is currently sold online and is in specialty shops across the U.S. Through its legal status remains a little murky. Most producers say their oil is made from hemp, a plant in the cannabis family that doesn't contain THC. Also can be used for clothing, food, and whatnot. The FDA issued warnings to CBD producers that claim that their product could not claim to make treatments on specific diseases, such as cancer and Alzheimer's. So only products that have received formal FDA approval can make such claims, and that's what this has opened up for Epidiolex from GW Pharmaceuticals. So it's a big week. The first cannabis drug was approved in the U.S. Also, Canada approved cannabis to be legal on a federal level recreationally on October 1st.
Hey.
So it's a wild one. It's a wild world out there right now, man, and we're here to navigate that with you. There's a lot of edibles in the world out there and a lot of information, and we're here to, gather it all up and put it to a digestible, edible form.
Yeah, we're gonna digest it all down and see if it gets us high.
What are you doing over there right now, Jerome? What are we rolling up?
Some gelato.
Some gelato. So we're gonna smoke some gelato. We're going to eat some of these cookies from Maryland at Lizzy Tish Cookies. And then we've got some other confectionery treats from Babinka. So stay tuned. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back with Farm to Table Cannabis, 562-653-0707.
Side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blunt, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. That's D, that's D. Got me smoking the bass, no stress cheese. Now hold up, roll up. Check the situation, bout to go nuts. With a little bit of perk up in my cup. You could tell the bartender to fill it on up. That's alright, baby, work your stuff. And that's all night, baby, work your strut. You and your friends can ride when I go. Take a little spin in my Monte Carlo. Take a little dip, baby, show you how I roll. Take a little hit, baby, puff on the hydro. Eyes so lit, make me look like my eyes closed. Purple drink mix, make me look like my eyes glow. Hypno Grey Goose with a little grape juice. That's how it is, so I'ma have to take side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blunt, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. It's the ADX team, no doubt in between. And we stay fresh and clean when we hop on the scene. And we style on them, profile on them. If they wanna act crazy, then we wild on them. It's the S to the T and that Cambo G. Either Maserati blue or the Lambo green. And that Chevy lay mean when it drop on the street. Either hating on you or they hating on DFCRadio.com.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men, It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits using Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor in fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
DFCRadio.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
All the dab on me, man. All the drip on me and Z Bentley, man. Ain't know what the fuck going on, man. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me.
All right, we're back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZRadio.com. So, yeah, man, we got a good show for you tonight, and we'd like to bring you up to date on the upcoming events. And tonight, we've got none other than Culinary and Cannabis herself, Miss Renee, calling in. She's going to tell you about an upcoming event. How you doing, Renee?
It's not Renee, it's Tamara. But
Tamara,
I appreciate the shout out for Renee.
I don't know.
Shout out to
I didn't know. I thought it was Tamara Culinary and Cannabis, Renee Culinary and Cannabis. I'll blame the screener for that call right there. It says Renee. It says Renee right there.
Right. Renee is our event design coordinator. She is part of the crew, but she makes everything pretty.
Now, despite how it sounds, Tamara, I have been following you for a while now, and you've been doing big things in the cooking with cannabis community. You pretty much at every cooking event I've seen on Instagram lately. Were you at that event this weekend, at the Ryder Pritchard event?
Yeah, I was there.
I refuse to go to that fucking thing. Fuck
There,
those
I
guys.
see, and we got two more people in the studio with us that were there also. We got Babinka in the studio with us right now, and
My
Marilyn,
girl.
and Lizzy Tish,
Tamara.
Marilyn from Lizzy Tish Cookies.
Hi.
So so what do you got going on coming up, Tamara?
Oh, well, we are starting our summer sessions. So we have two of our canna spas, which if you guys haven't experienced a canna spa, you should. So a canna spa is a spa experience infused with cannabis. So cannabis massage, cannabis facial.
That's when
and
they
any
bring out
other
the
thing that
cannabis
I can find
oils
to
and rub you
elevate your
down.
body.
It's really relaxing.
Yeah, it's called a massage. Dude.
Yeah, cannabis massage. So we're having actually our 2-year anniversary is July 7th, and it's going to take place in Oceanside. So we've been in San Diego once, and we're coming back to San Diego because they treated us lovely.
Now,
And we have an ocean view venue, so it's going to to be really nice.
now you
We're
got a
gonna be
kitchen. You got a
outside.
kitchen in there too, don't you?
Yeah, we have a kitchen
And
in
you
there.
guys
so
got
we
a
will
Canna
have
Chef
Canna
showdown?
Chef
Or?
showdown.
Oh,
Mhm.
what's your boy got to do to get entered in that?
You just got to send me an email and say you want to come on down to San Diego, and we can make it happen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna chop it up in the kitchen like Steven Seagal.
We love it. We love it. We love our chefs. Our chefs are at all events. So regardless of what type of event it is, food is always involved.
There it is. And then Chef Matt, you'd be working with Chef Matt a lot too. Shout out to Chef Matt.
Yeah, Chef Matt is our lead chef. So he is our coordinating chef. He's our lead chef. He is my go-to chef as far as the resource, and as when we bring in new chefs or we have competitions, he's the lead chef because he is the culinary trained one. He's been around the world. He has a palate that is very specific and precise. So he is our lead chef with Culinary and Cannabis.
So how do people link up with you for your event?
Well, definitely follow us. You can always email us and get on our vendor list. So we have a list of vendors for not only our events but other events. Fortunately, with the background that I have, we get a lot of events that are celebrity-related events, local events from here to Washington to Florida to New York. So if you're in any of those places, you can definitely email us and just say, I'll be interested if you have an event in my area. Just keep my information.
And what's the
we'll
email?
Keep you on file.
What's the email, Tamara?
The email is culinary cannabis and then the number 1 at gmail.com. And you can email me anytime, and I'm prompt to answer. And then as far as events, we also have the first celebrity gifting suite that is cannabis is the forefront for the ESPY Awards, which will be July 16th, downtown L.A.,
and that's
2
big.
blocks from the Staples Center.
And it seems like cannabis in the sports world has become more and more accepted, and it's become more and more of a talking point for people,
the
too.
Olympics, man, banned it from day of competition only because they knew it gave them the upper hand because of the respiratory and the endurance of the athletes from cannabis.
But not only that, these major sports lines, they have different levels that are acceptable for THC when you take a drug test. So it's not like 100% banned, but they each have a different level that you can have THC in your bloodstream or in your urine when you're tested. So I don't think people know that or realize that. So it's not like it's 100% banned, but they do have different levels depending on the sport on what they'll tolerate, which is a good thing. And, one of the things we'll be informing at the ESPYs event, because we also have a panel. So we'll be talking about cannabis, in the sports arena and the future of that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's big times in the industry for you. And Tamara, we appreciate you bringing all these things to our attention. You always are been fighting the good fight, whether it comes to cannabis and health or cannabis and cooking. So we appreciate you calling in, Farm to Table Cannabis, and everyone will give her a follow at Culinary and Cannabis.
Yes, definitely. And we have a $10 discount ticket for all of the Hydro family, and the code is Hydro Family. So if you want to come to our anniversary, you can get a $10 discount if
there
you
you
use
go.
that code.
Heck yeah. All right, Tamara. So I'm going to go eat some of these awesome cookies they got, these medicated cookies. We're going to do an edible
They're the
review.
best.
I hope you'll watch the show and finish it out with us and enjoy. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good day.
You too. All right, so I'm not lying. Pass those cookies over here. I need to.
Hey, real quick, how much weed did Ricky Williams have in his system to not play football?
All right.
But doesn't the body weight and how big a person is, like, doesn't that have to do with like how much THC is going to be in your system?
Yeah, if you're a little bit chunkier like me, it sticks around a little bit longer.
So
if you're skinny like Saint, you pass drug tests easier.
Exactly. That's my point. How are they going to really determine, like, okay, well, this person has too much THC, but what if this person is bigger than?
That's it too.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think really when it comes to sports, they're still figuring out the law of the land and cannabis. I mean, you still can't really smoke weed and be in the NFL. You still can't fail tests in the NBA. But on the off season, it's been stated by several of the championship teams players on the off season they smoke. They consume cannabis.
And they can. Okay,
and
but just not during the
just
season.
not during the season because you can be randomly tested anytime.
I just get my first year's paycheck as a superstar. I'm out.
Ricky Williams, that shit.
I've been living off nothing.
Blow it all on weed.
So let me introduce Miss Marilyn from Lizzy Tish Cookies. I almost call them confection.
That's okay.
They are, though.
It's a confection.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to try right out the rip. This beautiful one right here, I believe this has some pistachios on top?
Yes, that's the rose pistachio. And those are not medicated. Those are just little bites.
So we can taste it. No,
yes.
It's like,
I'm a mom. I had to bring the Scooby snacks.
You want the medicated ones, you got to get them out of these beautiful gold tins. Now,
yes.
If anyone doesn't know about the Lizzy Tish brand, she's like synonymous with beautiful cookies. Like you do small artisanal batches. These are handcrafted and hand medicated yourself. Now, we've been watching you on the Farm to Table Cannabis show for a minute. We've been trying to get you in the studio. It's like an awesome moment for me. I'm really excited. It's like running into Spider-Man at Comic-Con. It's meeting your hero is hard, but
I love it.
The way that you do these are really like in an old school baking style way. So these are shortbread cookies. For everyone who doesn't know, shortbread cookies are not the easiest to make. There's a lot more kneading and a lot more love that goes into making just any old cookie than the shortbread. And it seems like you are using different ingredients. As you said, roses. Now, as the hydro chef, you don't really hear a lot of people cooking cookies with roses. Now, what inspired you to do the artisanal style cookies and involve different ingredients like that?
Well, I've been making these shortbread cookies for about 15 years, non-medicated, and I started. They're tea cookies, so I infuse the dry tea loose leaf teas. I've got several flavors. I decided to come out with 3 for the edibles: lemon chamomile, chocolate Earl Grey with sea salt, and rose pistachio.
Now I'm eating that chocolate with the sea salt right now.
Yes.
Can't figure it out. What it is about the
Wait,
chocolate.
Did you say Earl Grey?
Chocolate Earl Grey with
How
sea
do you
salt.
get the name
Yes.
Earl Grey?
The tea.
Well, it's the tea.
She infuses
really?
all the.
I'm
yeah.
not a tea drinker. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Earl Grey is a black tea.
Okay.
Yes.
Now she takes her tea seriously.
Yes.
I mean, you team up with Jessica from the high tea
Yes,
events.
from White Rabbit High
White
Tea.
Rabbit High Tea,
Mhm.
and they've been on the show too. And you guys all take your tea and your cookies really serious. And the medicating, I almost wonder, is the medicating coming second and the food comes first? And it's starting to look like this right here. The bonus is just the getting high part of it.
Yeah.
These cookies are delightful.
I've been baking since I was like 9 years old, and always cookies. And yeah, these cookies have been, I've been making them, like I said, for like 15 years. I've been in the fashion. I was in the fashion industry for a long time, and always looking for a way out, and not knowing what else to do. And I always wanted to have a business with these cookies.
That made a lot of sense now that you said that, because
Mm-hmm.
come from the fashion industry, you take so much pride in your packaging. It looks like, and your logo too. Tell us about the logo.
So I designed the logo. I hand drew it, and I knew I wanted to do a luxury product, handcrafted, artisanal, and in higher end packaging. And I wanted to offer something, better than having just a regular chocolate chip cookie or a brownie.
Because it's been done to death. Let's be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, you can get a chocolate chip infused cookie
Yeah.
anywhere at any
I mean,
dispensary.
there's been, there's a lot of them. Dr. Norm's is one, right? That.
Now, I mean, let's talk about occasions that these products. Well, first of all, where can they find your products?
So right now, it's hard because Mota in Silver Lake was carrying them, but they're out. But now, because they are recreational licensed, they can't buy from me because I'm not licensed yet. So right now, Green Angel Delivery Service is it.
All right, shout out to Green
So,
Angel.
yes.
And this is a great product that you could introduce someone that's just getting into medicating. If they're just learning about finding their tolerance and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They're small size cookies, and you don't have to eat the whole thing.
Well, this is the actual size,
Yeah, these ones over here, yeah.
So those are medicated if you want to try
Those
one
ones
of
are.
They're
Oh,
2.5
I'm diving
milligrams.
in.
Hey, those are my cookies in front of me.
He's the cookie monster.
So those are low dose. Those are what I made for the Rye Pritchard event on Saturday, 2.5 milligrams.
How was that
So
event? Because that event looked like it was fun. And Babinka, you were in the building too. And I mean, you got a lot of things going on too. Were you vending there or just walking around?
No, I was just there for the party.
It's not bad networking
Yes.
there.
It was
So
really
what
good
were some of the
networking.
brands you guys saw there?
Who was there? MedMen was there. Blunted Objects. Let's see, with just like jewelry and
The chocolate.
pipes and things. Calivolve.
Calivolve.
Yes. Drinkable Therapy from San Diego.
Well-known brands out there,
yes.
and those are well-established brands as well too. And you can find those at a lot of the local dispensaries. We got to get
And of
those guys
course-
on the show one of these days.
Judd Weiss too from Lit Club.
There's a Rye
Yeah.
Pritchard event too, so I'm sure food was a center course for it. What kind of food did you guys get to grab on?
Had ice cream, potatoes.
That guy's kind of douchey, dude. He asked for my number. Remember, he was supposed to come on the show, didn't answer. I hit him up, message.
You're about to get peppermint pattied so hard you don't even realize it.
I don't even care, dog. People were famous back in the day when we started the game, dog. Who was growing the weed back in the day? We was. Who was selling people all the stuff to grow their weed? We was. I was even fucking selling the motherfucking Jungle Boy shit before they were Jungle Boys.
You hear that, Jungle Boys? Jerome said he created
That's
you.
all right, Ivan.
Wow.
You know Jordan taught you everything you know.
Well, anyways, back on subject. The party went good. It sounds like you guys had a good time. You guys got to do a lot of edibles and meet some good brands. Now, you guys these events are far and few between. It seems like last year there was an event every freaking month, and you could go vend at. And now with regulation hitting, it's harder and harder to find these networking events. Do you find them more exclusive, or was this event packed?
Well, it was packed, but it's definitely now more exclusive than the way events used to be. Like, I mean, there's still events every month. There's still events every week, but they're
speakeasies.
Invitation only.
Yeah, invitation only,
Yeah.
very private. And they're all the way in Bel Air, all the way in Malibu, all the way in West Hollywood, and then the ones that, in downtown LA. But other than that, that's about it.
So you girls doing your own, edibles and doing them handcrafted, are you finding that more people are wanting custom orders, or is it kind of like you have your clientele and they want the same thing over and over?
I want to say it's 50-50. I think that the new people that are getting introduced to, at least in mine, the new people that are getting introduced to my brand, they're wanting custom. But then there's people that have already had, almost every single one of my products, and they have their certain ones that they already like.
I'm gonna throw you on the spot here, but Babinka, what are the most weirdest custom questions you've had, or the coolest thing that you made?
I wouldn't say weird, but I've never tasted it until I made it. It was like a mango strawberry pie. I've never had a mango strawberry pie, but it was.
I seen you do a unicorn.
Oh, the unicorn cake.
And that was what came to my mind, and I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
Go check out this chick's unicorn cake. That
So
thing's on
cute.
another level. I think there was some unicorn poop frosting on there too. It was like really crafty.
Milked it right from my unicorn in the backyard.
Going back to these speakeasy events that are going to keep happening, one thing that always comes to my mind is when you have events like this where people bring products that don't necessarily have to be tested and aren't regulated, how do you ensure to the people that are consuming that these are actual clean products? And I'm not saying it's you guys. There's a lot of people out there, even for right now, a lot of people don't know by July 1st, all these dispensaries have to destroy all their product in-house that hasn't been tested, our dispensary included.
Well, right
It doesn't mean
before
it's dirty, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are trying to dump all this shit that's not going to pass testing. And I feel like a lot of these secret sessions and places like
are
that
going to be places you're going to be able to find some
From
decently
dirty-ass
priced
weed.
medicine, but it's going to be very questionable. And that brought up a question. Me and Lizzy were talking, or me and Marilyn were talking right before the show started. Wow, it seems like it's a great time to pick up some wax or some herb from your local dispensary. They're having killer deals right now because of this regulation.
It's like 75%. You're getting like $100.
But at the same time,
They're terrible.
At the same time, you got to ask yourself,
Yeah.
why is this being discounted? What is so? You are
That's
for
the
the
truth
next 2
behind it,
weeks.
though.
You are at the mercy of what you're picking up at your local dispensary. You will get a great deal, but at the same time, you need to do your due diligence. Buy from reputable brands.
Yeah, what are you
brands that have been
smoking?
around for a while that are going to be around after this. That's the question you want to ask. Is this brand going to be around in 2 weeks? Because if they say no, then you're probably buying some questionable product.
I made that
There's a lot of
mistake.
places out there showing off their weed like crazy right now, but you got to realize after the first, none of these Instagram weed people are going to be able to sell you any of the shit that they post.
Yeah, and that also makes us wonder, like, what's going to happen with marketing now. Babinka, Marilyn, you guys are doing the grassroots marketing. That's not something you guys are having to worry too hard about. But some of these other people, they're advertising on YouTube. They're advertising in the, the local Orange County paper and stuff. So
I spend $5 on a post every while to piss off 40.
But yeah, so it's a weird the industry's evolving, and we're here to talk about it on Farm to Table Cannabis. We've also got a cooking demo later with some stuffed Anaheim peppers that we infused with some CB Daily Eats. Shout out to Chef Matt out there. Go follow him at Chef Matt Cooks and CB Daily Eats on Instagram. And we're gonna play a song, do a commercial, pay a bill. We'll be right back. DFZ Radio 562-653-0707.
If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. Rest in peace, Bob Marley. My blunt got a cold cut, Steve Harvey. I catch the buds with my glove, Steve Garvey. Quick to roll in the club, cause we party. They asking where the bomb at, cause everybody in the club smell that. It's Breeze, get loaded TV, smoke about a pound every day of the week. Roll so fast you didn't see him coming your way. Turned around and there was a blunt up in your face. You must have thought that I was finished. The Breeze is never stingy with the spinach. Rolling up some trees. You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees,
I love the stickiest weed, cause I'm a Cali baby. Started from that chocolate tie from them early 80s. Now it's OG, a perfect mix with my OE. The shot of lean had a G moving slowly. Apparently, you ain't never smoked like me. Load these switches up like they was some magazines. I got some bad bitches rolling up blunts for me. Hop in the rotation, true story you can see. Even your bitch eyeballing wanna hit the tree. Smoking on weed, living life with my homie Breeze. I got that green thumb, I grow my own fucking weed. And if I got some problems, I'm hitting heavy tea.
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiall 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the Vermi-Bat Guano Fertilizer and the Vermi-Blood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
Hey guys, this is Alice Moon. I'm sending some major love to the hydroponic chef. He did an epic job at the High Times Cook-Off, so go follow him. I'm high now. Sending some love, 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 love.
And I don't hold up shit, you know what I mean, but to represent, you know what I mean, but to be me, you know what I mean, procreate, have better seeds, make a better nation,
I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Caviar got me scorched. Why you niggas smoking Newport shorts? And you wonder why your bankroll short. Probably cause your ass never left the porch. I be grinding and making moves, you know the business. Pound the block, pushing work till it's finished. Serial killers need no fucking eyewitness. Extra clip, shit, I'm on my blade.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like this.
Seen the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Names confused with wearing capes, you fools. Still breaking the rules, wrong moving, you lose. Handyman with the tool, I had to rock his body. I came to body like Lottie Dottie, and I don't wanna hurt nobody. I'ma break it down with the get down, watch it go down, hold it down with the 4 pound. Now you know now, it's about to go down.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like
this. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me.
weaknesses and my strengths. But everybody know my strengths definitely outweigh my weaknesses. As long as that, I'm a human being, like everybody else. And if I meet somebody perfect, then they can train me and they can help me be perfect. But ain't
All right,
nobody
we're
out there
back.
perfect.
Farm to Table
So,
Cannabis,
we're all
DFZ Radio. We got Babinka in the studio. We got Marilyn in the studio from Lizzy Tish Cookies. Now, let's get into the hard questions. Let's get into the gauntlet.
Listen up. That's a hard question, by the way.
Well, we're gonna ask right out the rip.
Right out the rip.
You're infusing your own cookies. This one's
How do
for
you
Miss
infuse it?
Marilyn.
You just put a
Yes.
piece of weed on the cookie and just beat the shit out of it?
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
Are you sourcing your own ingredients or are you growing your own?
Yes, no, I'm sourcing. I wish I knew how to grow. We have one little plant at home. My daughter's helping me grow.
There we go.
But yeah, I'm not a grower.
Okay,
But
and
I would
so-
love to learn one of these days.
So how are you infusing these cookies? Is it a butter?
So
Is it oil?
clear
is it keef?
distillate.
Oh, okay.
Clear distillate because I didn't want the taste or smell of cannabis in the cookies because they already have such a subtle flavor.
Such a
You're
unique
awesome.
flavor to take away that
Yeah.
that rose flavor and the pistachio with
Yeah.
some cannabis. I mean, it might pair well for some people, but I think
Yeah.
it's a really good,
Weed
delicate.
tastes like shit.
When I first
really does.
when I first started infusing, I did the chocolate Earl Grey was my test, and the extract that I was using actually paired really great with the Earl Grey. But
What extract?
It was Green Dream.
Green Dream?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
It was an extra. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Green-
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
What is obviously green crack crossed with blue dream.
Yeah, Blue Dream. I knew it was Blue Dream,
It
but I
could have been
wasn't sure.
Crack Dream.
Oh, I had a crack dream once.
Jesus.
All right. All right. So,
Anyway, so I use clear distillate in the butter.
And you mix it with the butter, and then
Yeah.
you infuse it like that. All right. And so
Yes.
now, without giving out too many of your
Oh, I have a question.
proprietary,
Do you have to
this motherfucker's just gonna
decarboxylate
shut him off.
distillate?
Shut him
No.
off. He just jumped on me. That's
No.
your first shut off on this show, Jerome. I will ask the questions here.
I think that's the
Miss
second time.
Miss Marilyn.
Wait.
So,
my
without
God.
exposing too many of your proprietary secrets, how are you infusing things like rose or the sea salt into these cookies? Like
Well,
that's unique.
The teas are loose leaf, dry teas, and I mix it in with the flour and pulverize that.
And so
then
you steep the tea, or you mix
no, it's
the
dry.
whole tea.
The whole leaf is dry.
Oh, wow.
It's not steeped. It's just
Okay.
loose leaf tea.
Wow, so there's actual pieces of tea in these
Yes,
cookies.
yeah, which is where you get the flecks of the little rosebuds and the Earl Grey and the chamomile.
Do you come from a English background or
No,
no?
no.
You respect,
I'm from Cleveland.
You respect the heck out of that tea, lady. We respect that. Chip, chip, cheerio. Tea
Yes,
time, y'all.
right.
Tea time, y'all. All right. So,
And the sea salt, I just put it on the top.
so I'm curious.
bake.
You
Mhm.
know, as the hydro chef, what other vegetables can you cook into a cookie?
Vegetables?
Yeah, or other culinary growing items.
Well, I don't know. You got me there.
Ah, stumped her.
I mean, there's actually a few things.
I've heard of zucchini bread, but never a zucchini cookie.
Oh yeah. You can do zucchini. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've got some. What else? I'm trying to think.
Oh
I
damn!
don't
Jerome
know.
found another microphone. He's back. All right, bring him back. He earned that one. So
That's
salute
funny.
to you. Salute to you.
I don't know. My mind's a blank right now.
That's what happens when you sit in a room full of us.
I know, and it's
tough.
a little smoky in here.
We're puffing tough in here. So let's go to the phone line. We've got is that mom? Yeah, it says Mama Mara there. So I think this is Mama Mara edibles. Let's make sure. Is this Mama Mara?
Yeah, it's Mama Mary.
Oh, what's up? You're on the line. We've got Marilyn from Lizzy Tish Cookies. We've also got Babinka in the studio. Some of your other entrepreneurial women cooking cannabis champions. So you got a gardening question or a cooking question?
Yeah, I actually have a gardening question. All my plants outdoor are about 12 weeks now, and I could tell the sex of all of them, but this one I'm having trouble determining if it's a male or a female. And I took some close-up pictures and I sent them to you. I was wondering if maybe you could help me determine.
So
if it's a female or a male.
Jerome's actually the
Yeah.
sexist around here. He's got the radar. He can
Yeah,
tell.
if you can tell me
He
that'd
can
be
tell
awesome.
whether or not it's packing or not. So Jerome,
Well, I mean, it's very easy with a male. You'll see.
after looking at those plant nudes that I sent you, what do you what do you think?
I don't see any genitalia, so we're not showing any signs right now too much of the sex. But have you tried to induce a photo period of 12-12 yet?
What's that?
Have you induced a 12-hour photo period to put the plant into a flower cycle?
I'm actually growing them outdoors.
So
Okay.
we just hit the equinox, so they're probably...
I mean, there's two things you could do. You can do that yourself by bringing in the plant if you have that ability to give it a dark kind of cycle effect earlier. And even if you put it into a cycle for, I'd say, 5 to 7 days to kind of show its sex right now, it's not going to be too detrimental.
Big. It's pretty big for me to move. I have to carry it in because I have it in a big. It's in a 40-gallon pot right now, and it's pretty big. I can send a picture of the whole plant itself.
You give it one more week outside, that thing's going to be blooming, I guarantee you that.
If you look at the stock and you go to where you see the leaf set and the actual stem forming off of the main stem, there's going to be two little kind of pointy pistils. Now, I used to be really into this when I first started growing, and you memorize every little thing you see in the picture. I forget the scientific name, but I know what the heck they are. They're they look like little antennas, alien little antennas that come off the stem right below.
Right.
And typically, if you're going to see the plant start to show a flower, you're going to see those kind of starting to cross, and almost like an X. And they'll start to show more pistils in the flower development as it starts to mature. But the thing is unless you're able to induce that photo period rapidly, and right now the days are just getting shorter. So the thing is you're not going to really know probably for at least another month. I would say at least, keeping it outdoors. Because typically, even once you put it into flower, even flowering plants aren't going to get what I like to call the little cotton ball sets until you hit about day 10 to 17, depending on the actual genetics. And the thing is being outdoors, that's already 2.5 weeks. I say about a month because at that point, I just feel like the outdoor growth develops a little bit slower than indoor. So
it's funny, because all my other plants, they all show their sign, but this one, I planted them all at the same time.
I mean, the best thing you could do is make sure that even if you continue to grow it, worst case scenario, you don't let those pollen sacs rupture. As soon as you see signs of those starting to develop before they even get real bulbous, you can go ahead and destroy the plant. There is products out there like Optic Foliar makes a product called Switch.
We literally have Optic Foliar on the live right now, too. Shout out to Optic Foliar.
I didn't even know that.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
What is that stuff?
We'll put it this way. We did a lot of cross strains of our own in-house where we crossed a lot of strains with Cookie Crisp, Cookies and Cream, Polynesian Thin Mints. And the thing is even as we ordered different seeds and genetics, there was a time where we had, when you have large rooms, it's hard to spot one male. All of a sudden, somebody may have mislabeled, which is what we think because they were labeled another strain that was from a mom that was a guaranteed female. And for instance, we're 10 days into flower and trying to get these out of the trellis, being worried about that pollen being spread in there. We've used the Switch product. It sucks to say this, but I would say one negative thing I had a problem with the Switch is you have to be careful because maybe it was the time that we sprayed it. I got like a speckling of burn on the leaf tissue, and it wasn't very severe. And we did let it dry thoroughly, but the problem is we did spray it repeatedly, I think once every 5 to 7 days because we just went a little overboard because we didn't want to lose the whole room to seeding them out. So in that scenario, we did harvest that room where we had just, I'd say maybe 5 to 12 plants that had a few seeds here and there, but it wasn't too bad. But when we were pulling the plant out, these things were rupturing.
Oh, wow.
So, just don't get to that point. There is ways to fix it. But if you go ahead and get the Switch on there, especially earlier on, I think you're going to have a lot better success rate. I mean, I'm very surprised that we didn't have more than we did. So, I didn't get fired.
He didn't lose his job for being Johnny Appleseed.
But, I mean, in all reality, though, just let it go. Just make sure you keep a good eye on it. It sounds like you're already aware of the issue. So take it as a learning experience. Go to those little antenna things that I don't give you the scientific name for.
Pistoles.
Maybe take a picture.
Some pistoles.
Right? Take a picture. It's already time-stamped. Go, a week from now, take another picture. And if that does turn out to be a male, well, now you have a learning experience you could reference back to.
True.
All right.
That is
so
too. Thank you for your answers.
We're gonna hook you up with some products to not only prevent bugs.
Hey, ask Optic Foliar, send her some switch. Come on.
Yeah, we'll hit up Optic Foliar, but
He's on the line.
He's gone now, but I tell you what I do have, and we are going to hook you up with some Prevacin from General Hydroponics. It's a chili oil based product that makes your plant unlivable for bugs, but it's completely safe for humans.
Perfect.
Uses the capsum oil, which is the chili oil, garlic and soy to kill the bugs. So
Wear a respirator. I'm not gonna lie, I went overboard. I was coughing like a bong rip.
So yeah, whenever you're spraying control products, make sure you wear a respirator. So thank you for calling in, Mama Mara. Appreciate you. Thanks for calling in on the day we got the cookies and the cakes in the building. No coincidence.
Yeah, no, I actually had her. It was a sea salt toffee cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Last time you gave him a basket.
Oh, yeah.
It was freaking amazing.
So check out Mama Mara's on Instagram. Thanks for calling in. We're gonna get you hooked up. Bye now.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. So we got another caller. We're gonna go straight to it. They don't have to sit around too long. We got Adam calling in. Where are you calling in from?
Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts. That's what's up, man. Thanks for calling in.
You hung up on him.
No, I didn't hang up on him. You still there, right? There he is. Adam, you back?
Yep.
All right, cool. We got a little phone mix up there. So, yeah, you got a call. You got a question about the magical butter machine, man?
Yeah, I want to know how you feel about it. Is it worth the money?
Oh, I mean, that thing definitely doesn't suck. It's an easy product to use, and it's available, at every local hydroponic store in the nation. So the cool thing about it is it's versatile, right? You don't have to get your own pan out and dirty one of your own pans. This can be dedicated for your cannabis use or for your, extracting herbs, depending on what state you're in. Massachusetts is lenient so far, but as far as worth it, if you want to make it worth it, you can go check out their recipe section, and you can learn more from that than you could ever learn off the machine. You could, all the recipes there. That's going to teach you about cooking with cannabis. Now, when it comes to the functionality of it, yeah, man, it definitely is worth it.
Well, the only bad experience you could have is if your weed sucks.
Jerome did it again. So yeah, man, what are you thinking about doing? Savories or sweet products? What do you cook with?
I want to make cheesecakes.
Attaboy. See, there you go. And Chef Joey over there at the Magical Butter Machine. Those guys, they got recipes for everything from cheesecake to freaking what was it? I watched them do the beef Wellington. I watched them do marinara sauces. And I mean, dude, they got a recipe for anything you can think of, man. So shout out to Magical Butter Machine. That's definitely a good machine to use. And if you want to go to their website and purchase one, you can use the checkout code Hydroponic Chef, and they'll give you a discount using the Hydroponic Chef disc code. It's either Hydro Chef or Hydroponic Chef. I can't remember.
Damn.
I know.
You just told us about that now. I freaking want that discount.
Yeah, that goes out for everyone too. You can get hooked up. Magical Butter available through Sunlight Supply.
Yeah.
Don't you have one, Devin?
I got one.
Can I just
I
borrow
did
yours?
it.
I'm
No,
cheap
you
ass.
got to buy your own, man. So Adam, Adam, thanks for calling in, man. You do your own gardening or just your own cooking and cannabis? How do you do it?
No, I'm doing my own gardening.
There you go. So when you're done, man, you can finish up, you can harvest it up, and you can get hooked up by going picking up a Magical Butter Machine for a discount. We're also going to hook you up with some pesticides that are actually
That sounds so bad when you say
yeah, they're control products, organic control
products.
organic base, a chili oil based product, so you can spray this on your
Pest
plant and
management.
feel good about that, knowing that you're using organic based products. It's also pyrosis tested, which means it's sprayed on the plant. The plant's lit on fire, and make sure that there's no pesticide carcinogens that come off of it. So completely natural and safe to use.
I want to be there for that.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
We're hooking you up with that for calling in. Who's hooking you up every Tuesday night, 5 o'clock?
Hydro Chef.
That's right, man. Thanks for calling in, Adam. Shout out to Magical
Thank
Butter
you.
Machine. Hey, shoot me your information, and we'll get that mailed out to you.
All right, will do. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Listen up.
All right, so we're back. We got Marilyn and babinka in the studio, and this ever-changing cannabis industry, ladies. Who are some other? It seems like most of the people doing the cooking with cannabis thing and making a name for themselves are women. You guys see a lot of that.
Yeah,
that I'm seeing,
and I think it's awesome.
Yes.
And I'm sure we got to get some of these dudes involved with cooking with cannabis. What's really good, man?
I mean, that's cool too, but I mean, honestly, I feel like the cannabis industry is where women are finally going to be able to thrive. I mean, everyone's always holding us back, and now women are shining in cannabis and
Are now shining? Fuck that shit. Y'all been shining for
shining
a long
for a minute.
time.
Yeah, a lot of the executives and a lot of top people I know in the industry are women now too. I mean, it's a trip how we've come from a male-dominated industry to the women taking over.
You
right
don't
now.
realize it,
this-
Devin. Women been bossing me around for my whole life. And you too.
And then maybe it's just the support that's just gotten better.
There it
Because
is.
I mean, I've only been in the industry for 3 years, and when I first got here,
She dropped her phone. Those were her
No.
notes. Now everything goes out the window.
No, you know.
Stop the tape.
I don't even know what this is.
It's a tag. This skirt is new, and I didn't take the tag off, and I just realized it was hanging off.
That's what my mom would do. She wears shit inside out too sometimes on that.
She's gonna return that shirt later. Marilyn,
Right.
you know it. She's
Swap
seen that.
it out. You gotta put duct tape on the bottom of your shoes. You know?
No.
No, but when I first got into the industry, I feel like the support really wasn't there. I got a lot of catty treatment. Like, I had some chick come on my Instagram 6 months into the industry calling me a basic bitch, and I'm like,
Wow. Well, don't do
what-
basic recipes.
What did I do? You know, like, you don't even know me. So, but you know, as the industry, I feel like as I got more involved in the industry and met more people, then I feel like maybe the support just got kind of got better.
And Lizzie, you've seen it from the beginning to where it is right now. What do you think of it? What kind of advice can you give a female or even male entrepreneur trying to get into this industry? You guys have had to overcome a lot of hurdles.
Well, I've only been in it for a year, and so I'm like super new. But I've just met so many amazing women and men in this industry. I've been so lucky. It's all so supportive, and I don't know. For me, it was worth. Like I'm still struggling. I'm having to try to find licensing in a kitchen and figure that situation out. So
what happens next? Are you going to be on the recreational side, or are you going to be on the medical side going forward?
Well, probably recreational, but now isn't the emergency regulations came out where it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to hold both licenses.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to take advantage of that for a minute.
Yeah, but I'm, you can only do 10 milligrams a serving. So.
That's gonna be definitely especially challenging for people like Babinka. Babinka, like, you're cooking cakes, that cake to get that dosage and everything on there, right? Like, you're gonna be in the medical side of things, I imagine.
No, I'm going to do both. I want to actually do both. So I'm going to have a separate menu for recreational. I mean, it's going to be pretty limited. And then I'll be able to just do, maybe custom orders, whatever, the newer stuff on the side.
That's makes sense. Diversify your offerings.
Yeah.
All right. So funding.
I hope to work with you one day.
Funding, ladies.
I
How?
hope so too.
Yeah.
What do you recommend to someone getting into the industry that's looking for funding? I know you guys are doing these networking opportunities. You guys are always out there. You guys are giving your pitches to people and Shark Tanking it. Like, what do you recommend? What are good events to go to try to network and get investment opportunities?
I know someone needs to let me know.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I don't even think they really even have an actual name, and there's no monthly event yet, really, that I would suggest that they should go to. I mean, right now it's just private parties, what you would call them.
There you go. So the private sessions
when
probably
I first
is a good
started,
place to put your brand out there and find people interested in your.
Talking to people, one-on-one is a lot of times people don't need to try your products. I'm sure after they have such a great vibe off of you, that's already a big plus. For me, it's, even if your stuff tastes great and you're a shithead, I would not like, that's just like anything else in life.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think a lot of that transfers from you to the person that you're trying to, ultimately become a customer or consumer or somebody as a patient. You got to remind yourself at the end of the day, even though this is cannabis, it's all about how you can relate to those people so that they could sit there and relate back with you.
Right.
And that's what I think that the best thing about those events are. It gives you guys a minute to get out there into people's face. And it's one thing to buy some product off the shelf and never know who's behind that product. But knowing you two, I feel better about eating your, products.
What was it? The Chick-fil-A dude kills animals for fun, pose. Who was
What?
that person?
Where are we going with this?
I don't even know.
Fucking shit.
I just saw some shit. I go on what is it called, MySpace or Facebook or whatever. Once in a while, people post crazy shit.
Yeah, MySpace.
And I forget what I'm almost positive it was, but it's these people pose with these big animals and shit, and it's all these people that love that are now bitching about it. It's like, look, you've been buying this shit forever. But what the fuck does that got to do with cooking and cannabis? Right now, you get a chance to meet the maker.
Oh,
so the here
okay.
is,
All right,
it's
yeah.
like, at the end
So,
of the day, when was the last time
we're
got
here
to
at Farm to
interview
Table
McDonald's?
Cannabis. We're meeting the
You know?
makers. Now, Babinka, what's new in your world? What do you have coming out next? What's the flavor of the week? With your donuts or your cookies? You got some awesome confections here. I'm going to hold up real quick.
Well,
Yeah,
that seems
what's
to
with
be
those
Jerome's
poppy
favorite.
churros? Yeah, he loves those poppy churros.
Well, I mean, right now, as far as product, I'm not really doing much changes. I'm not doing any adding to it. On as far as the company, I'm transitioning it over to a legal company. And I think I remember a couple shows ago I did say like, oh no, I'm not gonna go legal. I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, we got that sound
black market.
Can we go to the? No, never mind.
But I think I had a lot of time to think about it, and honestly, I think the only way I'm really gonna stay in business is to go with the times. You know, as much as I don't like how there's a lot of people coming into the industry like, oh, the green rush, and like it, you know, we're gonna make all this money in the cannabis industry. Like, I don't like that. Like,
You mean cannabis influencers?
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
or
Fucking bullshit.
I've gone to dispensaries lately, and the bud tenders don't smoke, and I'm just like, okay.
Worse than that, they've never touched a plant
Yeah.
in their life.
And I just don't like, how am I gonna go into a dispensary and ask you, oh, you know what, like, what's a good sativa? I like sativa. What do you suggest? I feel like I need to be creative today or whatever. Like, what do you suggest? And if you can't tell me, the fuck I'm gonna buy weed from here? You know
these
what I
are
mean?
these are the people handing you your medicine.
Yes.
Well, I see a big problem too is like, I know a lot of our bud tenders, for instance, do consume, but at the end of the day, a lot of them couldn't tell you a lot about the products there because I'm not in charge of this, but I feel personally that everybody should be able to try the products that we have in house so that this way they can relate it back to the patients. Some
agree.
people want fruity flavors or they're looking for different things, and certain strains taste some way to you and maybe taste totally different to somebody else. So if you have no product knowledge, it's just like anything else. It's not like there's a representative from these brands that are coming in that really, no offense to a lot of you, but I've seen a lot of reps that come in and it's just like, I don't know who's hiring them, but it's like, get them to smoke your product.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
And that was the problem when it was just $2.15. You know, we had bud tenders that were just hot girls in these shops.
And that ruined it. No offense for a lot of women out there. It was, back in the day, and I say back in the
Here
day.
we go.
Hey, back in the early 2000s, you couldn't walk into a fucking dispensary and everybody's wearing booty shorts and shortcut whatever.
The industry's come a long way since then. You're right. There's a lot less
called
booty
it as
shorts
like,
in the dispensary
oh, I'm
now.
just gonna go to the weed shop, spend $60 on an eighth. It's like a legal way for me to go to a strip club because I can't because
Yeah.
my lady will get mad.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But it's just stupid now. And the thing is now that it's getting regulated, it's like now people want real information, and now all these people are jumping into this. Like, I know people now that are just learning how to grow that are putting in applications for these general manager jobs of these large cultivators. Oh, I used to do this in this plastics industry. It's very relatable. I'm just like, fuck off. You know, it's like, come on, dude. Like, there's so many people that built this industry up, and like so many people that, like, I was one of those people forever that literally like didn't tell anybody what the fuck I did. You know, I couldn't have a fucking. I either look homeless or like a hippie.
Well, basically,
you know what I
everything-
mean? And I look like a typical stoner.
Everyone told you growing up, just like they told me, and I'm sure Babinka, and I'm sure, Marilyn, you got this growing up too. Everything we do is wrong. Everything that we care about with this plant is the wrong thing. You're not supposed to care this much about cooking or cannabis or the plant or any of those things. And you know what we get to say to those guys? You were wrong. We were right.
Yeah,
At the
after
end
a
of the
bunch of
day-
bullshit.
At the end of the day, this is providing itself for a career potentially.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the cannabis industry opens up opportunities for people of cooking. I mean, people like Jerome gardening,
dude,
who was
I've
in
been
horticulture
growing-
his whole life. If it wasn't for gardening, I just hope you're not the dude pulling up to me in an Uber. Like, thank God there's gardening for fucking Jerome.
I will never
So
have
it's
that
like-
kind of job.
So it's a great opportunity out there. You know, there's lots of navigation you have to go through to start a company. And you know, one of the biggest things I salute you guys both for is sourcing your own ingredients. A lot of people don't have control of what's going into their product. And you know, Jerome was going on a tangent about meeting the maker and getting to know who makes the products. And that's why we do this show for the listeners. We want people to be able to meet the people like Marilyn and Babinka and see, a face to the company when they're supporting you guys and when they're calling your delivery company or when they're picking up your custom orders. That's what it's all about. So,
it's true, man. Once we get so big, it's just like General Mills and cereal. It's like they allow so many bug particles and whatever because they're so large. You got to think about when you're cutting down these wheat fields, these machines are tilling all this stuff. How can you really control everything at that point? And when things get so large, you don't have the control like you have on a smaller scale. We're talking, there's no way that they can compete on the quality of the product at that point because you can go to a nice restaurant and purchase, a nice dinner, and you could tell the difference between going there and going to Sizzler or something. It's a night and day, whether you get a frozen burger patty or you get a nice fresh burger from somewhere. That's going in your body. At the end of the day, on our deathbed, nobody wants to die.
All right. I got to stop you, Jerome. You're on a fucking good one right now.
Hey, no, it's true. You and I are way too fat. We gotta stop. And we gotta live a little. Hey, you got children and I got dogs, so we gotta at least.
We want to be around. So
my dogs, unfortunately,
first
will
things
not die
first.
After me.
We're gonna pay attention. Check your dispensary's product this next week for the next 2 weeks. Make sure you're watching out for those sales. And then second of all, you're gonna make sure that you go check out at Lizzy Tish Cookies on Instagram and at Babinka Treats. And you can check those Instagrams out. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back with a cooking demo, and then we're going to sign off before Jerome says some more crazy shit.
50% off everything! Blow out!
When I got that skin and some beer, she's still sleeping with me, bro. And this ain't me talking with my ego, but this is me saying confidence is all you need. Though if you're the one complaining a lot, maybe change all your thoughts, cause I swear that's all you have to do. And maybe they don't pay me a lot, but you still wanna lay in my spot, cause my attitude, yeah, my girl love me for my imperfections. But I'm there with good intentions, got no whips and I got no mention. It's a good thing I got imperfections, yeah. Straight up, if those feelings get hurt, then it ain't gonna work it out. She got it on hard as fuck for me, and I ain't doing up but being myself. She told me that all her love is free, and I ain't got a thing that you might call wealth. If you don't wanna be what you are, you don't see what you are, take a look for free, yeah. If you don't really like what you got, then you might wanna come take a tip from me, cause my girl love me for my imperfections. But I'm there with good intentions, got no whips and I got no mention. It's a good thing I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah. Don't act nice just cause I'm sweet. I don't wanna waste your time. Don't like them if they don't like me. They ain't even on my mind. I could be tripping on what they might not like what I got. I don't have time to waste it. Now she's like a waste of thought, cause my girl love me for my imperfections. When I'm bad with good intention, got no whips and I got no mention. It's a good thing I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah.
DFZRadio.com.
Hi, and welcome to Non-Specific Hydro.
Yeah, hey, I have a buddy of mine that was telling me about a great additive.
Okay, do you remember the name?
Yeah, his name's Steve. He's a good buddy.
No, the product.
No, he told me it was a super concentrated organic enhancer. Comes in a yellow bottle.
Well, it sounds like he's talking about Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics.
I don't think that was the name, but he also told me it was a vegan bioplant stimulator that contained vitamins, plant sugars, amino acids, seaweed extract.
Yeah, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
I don't think that's it, man. He told me it was something like Dora Vicious Flush or something, and he said it was like an organic supplement that could also be used in vegging or flowering, and that was compatible with hydro, soil, and cocoa.
Yes, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
Oh, hey, man. I just remembered what it's called. It's Floralicious Plus.
Oh, good. I was drawing a blank.
Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics. Ask for it by name.
What up, people? It's your girl, Justina Valentine, and I'm rocking out with the Saint 562. Let's go.
DFZRadio.com.
Them said, ain't not a dreadlock, so the way you come from, you must have two stickers sensi under your tongue. I said, no, officer, Lord, you must be mad. He only smokes cigarettes and strictly shag. Oh,
it's all about that. Mary Jane. Hey, you know what? I'm a sad, Yep. I'm yawning 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm breaking out the bag of weed. I break it up, then I'm rolling. Yep. Fuck it, I'm jonesing. Waking, baking, I'm stoning. If there's a gal in the bed rolling. Yep, fuck it, I'm boning. Yep, okay. Lighting trees up till smoke. I'm puffing on the best. You just smoke it, some shit that's just okay. Okay, yeah. You go smoke that hay. I'm alright. I'ma smoke that high grade every day. I know still. Smoking, they must see things say a joke thing when me alla. I just think high grade when me smoking, they must see things say a joke thing when me alla.
Farm to Table Cannabis Studios, the hydroponic chef bringing you another cannabis-infused meal. We've got some hydroponic peppers, we've got some cheese, we've got some cannabis-infused olive oil from CB Daily Eats. We're going to use some cannabis-infused hot sauce, and we're going to stuff those peppers with some cheese, some peppers from the garden, wrap them up in bacon for a cannabis-infused fiery feast. We got the oven set to 450 degrees. Let's get started for a mixture that we're going to stuff these hydroponic peppers with. So we've got a nice bowl. We're going to take about 4 ounces of some cream cheese. We're going to get that into the bowl. Then we're going to take 2 ounces of your favorite cheese. I'm going to use cheddar and a mixture of some smoked cheddar because I think it gives it a nice flavor that's going to accompany that pepper. Get all the cheese in there. You're going to get a nice piece of garlic. You're going to smash up that garlic clove. We're going to get a garlic clove in there, and we're also going to get half of a sweet bell pepper in there. Now, all these peppers were grown in our hydroponic garden, and when you're growing in the hydroponic system, you want to make sure you prevent pests. Over at General Hydroponics make a product called Prevacin. This chili oil-based product prevents bugs from being able to live on your plant, and it's also great for a preventative measure. So, chili oil is a very safe product, and the Prevacin's been pyrosis tested, which means it's been sprayed on a plant, lit on fire to make sure that it's safe for human consumption. Safe enough to use on our peppers, safe enough to use on your medical plants. About a half a cup of these peppers, a quarter cup of the jalapeno, and a tablespoon of garlic. Cut all that up nice and fine. We're gonna put that into the bowl with our cream cheese and our 8 ounces of cheese. Now let's mix this up, and this is gonna be the stuffing that we're gonna put in our peppers. And once this is nice and combined, we're gonna cut up our peppers, we're gonna mix this all together, and we're gonna stuff our peppers. So now after your mixture's mixed up and you got your peppers and your cheese combined, now we're gonna loosen this up with 2 tablespoons of the CB Daily Eats Cannabis Infused Olive Oil, and we're also gonna use 2 tablespoons of some of this cannabis infused hot sauce. From the garden, we've got our mixture done. Let's get these peppers stuffed. We're gonna take the tips right off the Anaheim pepper. Then you're gonna make one slice right down the middle, making sure not to go through the other side, just so you can open it just enough to get those seeds out. Once you get the seed pit out, it's ready. Start on to the next one. We're gonna go into fast forward. We're gonna finish this up. We're gonna stuff them and wrap them in some bacon for a cannabis-infused pepper feast. Got our peppers cut out. We've got the seeds taken out. We're gonna take some of that cheese and pepper and cream cheese mixture that we've infused with some of that CB Daily Eats cannabis infused olive oil, and we're gonna put it ever so strategically right into the pepper. We're gonna finish that up and not overstuff it. Set that down, we'll get all these banged out, and we'll wrap them in some bacon. So let's finish these real quick. And the cool thing about these peppers is these were all grown in our hydroponic garden. And when you're using hydroponic nutrients and control products, you want to make sure you're using a product that is organic. And the good folks at General Hydroponics, our sponsors, make Prevacin. Prevacin is a chili oil-based product that has garlic, soy, and capsicum. And the capsicum is basically the chili oil, and that makes the pepper hot. It also makes your plant unlivable for insects. It's completely safe for humans, makes your plants completely safe from bugs. So pick up some Prevacin from our good sponsors over at General Hydroponics, and we're gonna finish up these Anaheim peppers with some of this cream cheese and pepper mixture. And the CB Daily Eats is really what brings this dish together. The cannabis infused olive oil with the cannabis infused hot sauce, that just puts the tip right onto the spiciness of this medicated meal. We got our peppers. We stuffed the peppers with that cannabis infused cheese mixture with our CB Daily Eats and some of that cannabis infused hot sauce. You're gonna take 2 pieces of bacon for each one of these peppers, and you're gonna wrap them up and secure them in place with a toothpick that you soaked in some water to help prevent that heat scorch. So there we go. That'll hold that in place. That'll hold that in place. Now let's bang these out. We'll finish this up. Get them in the oven at 450 degrees for about 20, 25, 30 minutes at the most. For 50 degrees for about 25-30 minutes, and these poppers are ready for consumption. Hydroponic chef approved. 5 minutes. We're gonna pull these pepper poppers out. We've got that bacon crispy on the outside. We've got that nice color on the bacon. We're gonna plate this up. We're gonna garnish it with some cilantro and a little bit of that cannabis infused hot sauce. And then we'll plate it up. We're done. We're gonna get them nice on the plate. Let them cool down so you can handle them. You'll take those toothpicks out. Nice and easy. One more pepper on there. And I like this guy. This one looks good. That's camera worthy right there. Take a little bit of sour cream if you want. You take a little bit of cilantro. And if you want to win your very own Prevacin, follow the Hydroponic Chef, Farm to Table Cannabis, and you can win some just for commenting on the recipe section with the stuffed peppers. DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis, Hydroponic Chef approved.
Rise out of bed, roll it up with the blend. They say old habits die hard in the end, so it no matter how hard I pretend.
Long City.
It's Calibots and the movement, yeah. Bobby Hustle, no, such a clean habit, yeah. Boy. You know I gotta have it, it ain't gonna lead nowhere. Except the many leeches and the people with the problem, but nobody cares. Cause all I do is sit and dream about drinking and women, them you say.
All right. We're back. Farm to Table Cannabis. We're all up in your ear hole. You listen, that cooking demo we did right there with the CB Daily Eats with some of those pepper poppers. And hey, Jerome.
I'm trying one-handed.
Are you back? No?
Those pepper poppers look like they was popping.
What's a nosy hydroponic pepper do?
A nosy hydroponic pepper picked his nose because he couldn't pick a pair of pants to wear. I don't know.
No, nosy hydroponic pepper gets jalapeno business. You're
okay,
welcome. That's a little
it.
gardening joke for all you fuckers. Let's go to the phone
Sounds like
line.
a dad joke.
Let's go to the phone line before we sign off. So we've got Dak calling in from, where are you calling in from, Dak?
I'm in Illinois.
Is your name really Dak?
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Dak's sick. All right. What do you got going on for us, man? You're on Farm to Table Cannabis. You gardening question or cooking question?
Well, I've got both. I've got a gardening question and a cooking question. My cooking question is, I've got some keef, and is it possible to decarb that and put it in gummies, or will it make them gritty?
It's definitely going to make them a little gritty, but here's what you can do is you can press it. So you can take that keef, you can press it on a rosin press or your...
You can cook it in oil too, and cook
yeah,
it
and you can
strain it down.
you could sift it too. My mind immediately went to cleaner with the rosin, but yeah, you could also soak it in some butter for about 20 minutes on medium high heat to decarboxylate it, and then strain that. Or you can just put the keef in the oven at 220 degrees and bake it for a minute, and that'll also activate that psychoactive activities. But really, I think rosin's more versatile, you guys, just because it's a little bit activated already once you press it, and then it's already in that liquid form, and then you can
Well,
play
it
with
depends
it
on
like
the
that.
temp, because we press rosin at higher temps is like 200, but when you're doing the THCA, it's more between like anywhere from 80 to 140 max.
Yeah, and let's make that clear. To decarboxylate your cannabis, you're going to need to hit 220 degrees for a full decarboxylation. But yeah, man, keef, great way to cook with cannabis. What do you like to do? Edible savories or edible sweets?
Usually sweets.
Sweets. What's your thing? Cookies, brownies? What's your thing?
Gummies, if I can. I've made them only a couple times. The first time I used Dance World, which is a CBD, and I didn't get much effect out of them.
Yeah, decarboxylation, again, that's a huge effect right there. If you're not doing that right, you're not going to get much, that psychoactive activities. But also, you got to make sure you're picking a good strain, too. Lots of hype weed out there, too. What do you like to grow?
Say what?
What do you like to grow? What strain?
I have zero experience. I'm getting ready to start this fall. My growing question was, I'm trying to buy everything one thing at a time and make sure what I get is decent, and I guess my question is when I'm away, is there a way that I can water that, and what newts would I use, if any, while I was gone, that would cover like a whole room with different stages of growth in it?
Well, there's lots of options for, automated watering. Some of the great minds, names that come to mind are like the Galcon, some of the Afloraflex.
Just to put it out there, Galcon is one of the only controllers that'll do sub-minute. So if you're trying to do 1 second, 2 second, 3 second,
Galcon's
up
your
to a
mix.
minute, most controllers out there are only going to do at best half a minute, but most of them are 1 minute increments. So if you're trying to get that dialed down, you have to find something that's sub-minute.
There it is, sub-minute. Boom. Now, for your garden, for calling in and asking good questions, shout out to Galcon. We're going to hook you up with some Prevacin from our good friends over at General Hydroponics. And when you do get your garden, you're going to be able to use this to prevent bugs because, it's a control product. So you're very welcome, my Ned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in, my dude. And we're going to need you to send us your information to our Instagram DM so that we can send this out to you.
All right, you got it.
Thank you, Dak. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. We've got Ruben calling in. Ruben, super caller. What's good, man?
It was good, bro.
You know what's good, Ruben.
What's cracking? Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Oh, you told me to light the blunt. All right.
So shout out to you, man, for calling. Where are you at today? You at a local store, or it says you're at a hydro shop?
We're at the Hydro Source out here in Santa Fe Springs, and we're with Tino.
Shout out to Tino, my boy out there.
And he hooked us up with some hybrid strawberries, purple, green, purple, blue, and pink.
Ah,
So
damn! You got some.
We're gonna get those growing.
That's gonna go in your system. Hey, you got.
What's up?
You guys are all in the mix right now. You guys got a you guys got a crowd too. But we're not using government names. They got to call me Hydro Chef.
The Hydro Chef.
So what? You got any gardening questions? We're gonna hook you up if you got a question.
Right now, well, I kind of have a question. I got some plants that are outside in cocoa and perlite, and they're in 5-gallon pots, and I'm feeding them at between 5.9 and 6.1. Is that okay?
Step it up to 6.2.
It's going to be better for absorbing that PK. PK is absorbed at a higher pH, and that's going to help, increase that those bud sites and those bud structures, right, Jerome?
Okay.
God, you are the best hype man ever. Fool. This motherfucker said. Hey,
he feels much better now.
Hey, when are you guys gonna make it out to the studio again and burn us out like you guys did that other week?
Whenever we get invited, we're more than welcome. If someone answer the phone.
Hey, I'm looking at the doors unlocked, dude. You're allowed.
Watch out. They're in the parking lot out back. They're about to run in. They want their free samples. So we're going to hook you up with some free samples. We're going to have it in the studio so you can pick it up on your next visit. Some Prevacin. That's a chili oil-based product. It kills the bugs.
But you can't cook with it.
But you don't want to cook with it. It's
Right.
not. It might smell like Chinese food, but you don't want to put it on Chinese food.
Devin, I had a cooking.
Hold on. Announce yourself. Don't just jump in. People don't know it. It's not like we're just talking on the phone. You got to announce yourself.
Oh, okay. This is Davine, Hydro Chef.
Davine is awesome. If you guys don't know, she hooked me up with the personally signed Giada's Italian
name is
cooking
Davine?
book. Davine.
Hydro Chef?
Huh?
She's a Hydro Chef, too?
No, her name is Davine. God damn it,
she
Jerome.
Said Davine, Hydro Chef.
She's talking to
It's okay, Davine. You go ahead and ask your question.
I say steal his name. Steal his name.
Okay, so I wanted to know, how can I measure when I'm cooking something with cannabis? How can I measure how much milligrams I'm putting in it?
Well, you need to know how many.
You can't overdose. Just go with it.
Hold on now. You need to know the percentage of THC in there when you get it tested. So once you get your product tested, that's the key factor in there. Once you get it tested, you can do all your math off of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, let's say you got, 20 milligrams THC and you got a gram of it. You know that off the THCA that you can do the math off of that. 1 tablespoon of butter is, 15 milligrams. So, milliliters. So 15 milliliters, 20 milligrams. You can do the math on that. That's going to give you your per serving amount. And from there.
I didn't understand you for shit.
No? Well, math's complicated for big guys.
I'm a math genius.
Thank you for calling in, Davine. I appreciate you guys. Ruben, you the man. Thanks for fucking always hooking it up and keeping us split. Blaze it up.
Blaze it up.
Yeah. Who's hooking you up every Tuesday night? Okay.
DFZ Radio.
There you go. Davine caught it.
That's right.
Give your shout out, bro.
My favorite Hydro Chef.
I want to shout out Spectrum Hydro. I also want to shout out the Hydro Source in Santa Fe Springs, and I want to shout out Grow Official, my homeboy Dr. Greenbeard.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, there we go. James is, that's full.
The
Government
official.
names. There we go. Be good out there, Ruben. Appreciate it. We're going to get back to this. We're going to get back to this sign off. Peace.
Yeah. I can't wait to show him my new track. He's going to love it.
All right, so you guys brought out some callers. They're garden hungry. They're food hungry. So where can people find?
These are for y'all.
Because we're gonna.
I thought it was a cupcake.
It is a cupcake.
It's a cupcake made with some unnamed General Mills Foods products. You motherfucker! Shout out to General Mills. Please don't fucking attack me.
Don't kill us.
Yeah, don't kill us, General Mills.
Man,
God
you
damn
can't
it.
live your life like that.
Yeah, you look over your shoulder daily.
Just get Jerome.
Just walk into the parking lot.
So Marilyn, thank you for enjoying the dumpster fire with us. What we call the Farm to Table Cannabis Show.
Thanks for having me.
This has been fun. Your packaging is on point. Your products are on point. Can I open one of these? Are these for us?
Of course.
I don't.
Yes.
Okay, because
Well, the ones I'll have to
We're
look.
gonna
Some
get-
of them are CBD and some are. I'm giving you a THC one.
So just so everyone that was listening, they can find your product through the delivery service.
Green Angels.
And then they can follow you online at
At Lizzy Tish Cookies is my Instagram.
I'm the 1,000 follower.
Yeah, he is. I got a 1,000 follower today.
That's me.
We're out here changing lives at the Farm to
Right.
Table Cannabis Show. If you'd like 1,000 followers, just go ahead and give us a follow at the Hydroponics Chef on at DFZ Radio, and we'll ruin your entire fucking life. So come on board. We're ready to ruin lives.
I'm gonna repost. I screenshotted. That
Jerome
shit.
has
I'm
your
the 1,000.
address, and he's currently tracking
I'm
you.
gonna repost it. I already know.
All right, and Babinka, what event will you be at next?
The next one is going to be for the Meds for Less.
She looked at me like it was a trivia question.
I had to remember. It's July 8th in Santa Maria. Hold on.
It's not that she doesn't care. It's that
It's
she
not that I don't
doesn't
care. I
give a
can't
fuck.
remember. I love it. Oh, here we go. It's in the Central Coast area. So it's the 710 sesh. Meds for Less is doing it on July 8th, and of course they don't have the damn area.